Masquera say Mure Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zoom Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kanakariki kutanga kukuya pana ino channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Subscriber, don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi Mure Zimbabwe takigira nyeri kupisa, nyeri kunetsa. Geza is fighting back as team Mnangagwa declares war on him. Azamira mushe Geza arikunze mkazi wabo akasungwa kanokwana kuita kechitatu, so ivo Geza havasi kumira kutaura kwatiri kuita zvekunzi Geza vakaenda South Africa vachibatsiridzwa nemasoja mure Zimbabwe. Zvinomira mushe is now war, a clear war between President Emerson Mnangagwa and Geza, and Geza vakabuda vachitaura nezimu ai vachitaura ivo vachiti no one can stop the will of the people. Vataura kuti havasi kuzodzokera kumashure pane nyaya yakabudidzwa mure Zimbabwe nemaZimbabwe vachitaura ivo vachiti blessed bombshell Geza, a prominent ZANU-PF Central Committee member and Liberation War hero, has become the target of what he claims is calculated smear campaign after publicly demanding President Emerson Mnangagwa's resignation. Geza's bold move follows growing unease over a controversial push for Mnangagwa's loyalists to extend his term beyond the constitutionally mandated limit of 2028. The fallout has been swift and severe. Last week, police announced their intention to arrest Geza, a former senior operative with the Central Intelligence Organization, on a raft of charges, including undermining Mnangagwa's authority, vehicle theft, and inciting public violence. Party officials, youth league leaders, and ministers fell over each other to attack Geza and other war veterans, vowing the 2030 campaign was irreversible. In a bid to silence the war veterans, Mnangagwa allies deployed police to specifically crack down on Geza, coming up four criminal charges against him, including one of alleged undermining the authority of and insulting the president. They even contemplated a murder charge against him. The army then exfiltrated Geza into safety in South Africa, just like they did Mnangagwa in 2017 after he was fired by Mugabe as vice president. A named security agency was involved in the operation. Police are hunting for Geza, who now faces 4 criminal charges, including allegedly undermining the authority of and insulting the president. They also contemplating a murder charge against him. Adding fuel to the fire, ZANU-PF officials, including Justice Minister Ziyambi and the state-controlled media, have leveled accusations of murder and perjury against war veteran. He has also been accused of illegally occupying Harare Safari Lodge, situated on the banks of Lake Chivero, and refusing to compensate the property owner Brett Alan MacDonald. However, court records present a different narrative. These records indicate that Geza moved onto the Oatslands property in 2017 at McDonald's request. McDonald, facing a persistent problem with illegal invaders who had occupied the farm on which the lodge is located, sought Geza's assistance to evict them. Despite obtaining a court order, McDonald had been unable to remove the invaders. After Geza successfully intervened, McDonald allegedly offered to sell the farm and the lodge to former soldier at a discounted price. Geza then took over the lodge, assuming responsibility for security, services, rates, and other statutory obligations. This arrangement continued for 4 years, after which McDonald presented Geza with a formal agreement of sale. The agreement stipulated that Geza was to pay $1.5 million within 14 days for the lodge and 460 hectares farm. Geza refused to sign, arguing that the proposed agreement deviated significantly from their initial understanding in 2017, which only concerned the lodge. He also contended that he could not pay for the farm itself, as it had been acquired by the government as far as 2005. McDonald subsequently approached the court seeking Geza's eviction. However, he was unsuccessful. High Court Judge Justice Joseph Chilimbe, in rulings issued on July 28 and July 1, 2022, determined that the legality of the contract between the two parties needed to be addressed first. Justice Chilimbe specifically noted that validity of Geza's argument that the land McDonald sought to sell belonged to the state. While one may state that a good defense has been risen, the facts that apply demonstrates the existence of illegality, which itself stands as a significant triable issue. Justice Chilimbe's judgment stated, accordingly, it is ordered that application for summary judgment be and hereby dismissed with costs. Geza, through his legal representatives at Chimwamurombe Legal Practitioners, has vehemently denied that he invaded the lodge. The second plaintiff has been evicted using force and violence by some politicians, sometimes back in 2016, despite there being court orders which were in his favor. In response to the court stated, the second plaintiff then sought the defense intervention on the agreement that the defendant would occupy the premises to secure them from further invasion. Geza's legal team further argued that parties had also agreed that after the removal of the invaders, the defendant would occupy the premises pending the finalization of the sale agreement that had been verbally agreed by and between parties prior to the eviction of invaders. In response, Geza added, the defendant offered a service to the plaintiffs, and as a reward of his service, he was to be sold the entire shareholding of the first plaintiff. However, the defendant, after realizing the illegalities associated with the agreement, asked the plaintiff to remedy the impediment, whereupon the plaintiffs threatened eviction. The plaintiffs have been showing signs of dishonesty in that since early 2017, the plaintiffs have not been available to conclude the agreement and only appeared in 2020 with threats of eviction, which forced the defendant to sign the agreement without further consultation. Accusing McDonald of perjury, Geza reported him to the police, alleging that McDonald had lied to court by claiming that Geza only moved to the lodge in 2020. Furthermore, Geza has proposed that McDonald compensate him for his services in removing the invaders and securing the lodge since 2017, should McDonald no longer wish to sell the property. In a letter to McDonald dated October 7, 2022, penned by his lawyer at Chimwamurombe Legal Practice, Geza highlighted that he had been using his own resources to pay bills to Zesa Holdings, the Zimbabwe National Water Authority, and the Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority in order to maintain the property. Our client has survived a lot of threats from threatening invaders who want to take the place, even up to this day, and all the insurance was with good intentions, the lawyer wrote. Yet parties agreed on the purchase of the lodge ever since 2016. As our client ought to have been realizing some good business, and he lost on a potential investment significantly out of respect for Mr. B.A. McDonald. The lawyers continued, our client was seriously not impressed by the litigation and its burdening cost that were initiated by your client, especially when he was insisting that parties should talk and find the best solution to their dispute. This has raised serious trust issues. More importantly, our client was not impressed by the dishonest averment that your client was making in court papers. He feels betrayed and being labeled a property invader is something he did not take lightly, given the correspondences the parties have had which clearly show pure intentions on the part of our client. Given the 7 years Geza has spent safeguarding the property, his lawyers have proposed an exit package of $250,000. Alternatively, they suggest a lump sum payment as compensation for all that he's been through in the region of $250,000 and nominal shareholding in the company. The escalating conflict between Geza and ZANU-PF establishment raises serious questions about the future of the party and the political landscape in Zimbabwe. Whether accusations against Geza, a legitimate or part of a politically motivated smear campaign, remains to be seen. Tomabulito wetu nyai muri Zimbabwe, kazi wetu niona sei nyai tuziozwa mrufunga pamsoro penyai mu comment section.